Hey, this is Miguel Cardona. You're joining another episode of Conversations with Cardona, where I just have a frank conversation with folks who are movers and shakers in the space of education. And I'm fortunate today to welcome Connecticut's State Teacher of the Year, Brian Betesh. Welcome, Brian.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah. So, who is Brian Betesh?
This is a long story.
Yeah.
I grew up in Danbury, Connecticut. Went through all Danbury public schools my entire life, and then ended up teaching back at those same schools that I went to. The school that I teach in right now is the middle school that I went to. The classroom that I teach in is the homeroom that I started in 6th grade.
Really?
So
Wow.
very connected to the Danbury community. I live over the line now in Brookfield, but still very active in the Danbury community.
That's still home, right?
It's still very, very much so,
Yeah.
yes.
How does it feel to walk in the same classroom a couple decades later?
Yeah, it's grown. That feeling has grown over my experience of 19 years teaching in the same building. There's this responsibility I feel there, where I see these kids. I was once in their seats, so I feel this responsibility to make sure I'm doing right by them, to create some cool things for them at the school.
There's something to be said about that, right? To go back to the community where you were raised and everything. So what do you teach?
I teach 6th grade social studies.
Nice.
6th grade social, all 19 years.
Oh, really?
Same subject.
Wow.
Yep, same subject. Couple different rooms, but same subject.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're a Danbury kid. You went to that same school. You live in the area, and you contribute to that community. Using that as a backdrop, why did you get into education?
Yeah, this is a great question. My path is not. I've been going to a lot of colleges lately and speaking with students, and they're so polished and ready to jump into the field. And my path, I don't think, was the same as them. I went to school at Eastern Connecticut State University, so I went across the state for my college and didn't really know what I wanted to do. I think always growing up, I knew I wanted to be a teacher in the back of my mind. My mom was a preschool teacher. My grandmother was a preschool teacher. My grandfather taught at a tech school, so I always had that in the back of my mind. I think I wanted to do something that helped people. Overall, like I wanted to help and give back and do something that was not necessarily about me, but for other people. So I started at Eastern, and it wasn't until like my sophomore year, and I decided I got to start doing something. Like I got to figure out a path. So I signed up for math classes. I'm going to be a math teacher, and I went into one math class, and I walked out and I said I can't be a math teacher. Like there's no way I can do that. So I eventually took history classes. My grandfather loved history; would always talk about history with me. So I got into all my history classes, graduated with a degree in history, went to the University of Bridgeport after that, got my teaching degree, and then got really lucky to come back to my hometown and become a teacher right there.
That's awesome. How did it feel to be named Teacher of the Year? Walk us through that process.
Crazy. Still in disbelief. It's kind of, you question why, right? Like why me? Like what am I doing that's being recognized at the state level? The process was long, so I was recognized by my colleagues at my middle school, which meant so much to me that I'm doing good by them. And then at our district level, I was recognized in Danbury as the Danbury Teacher of the Year. And right after that, you had to write all these essays and fill them out all over through the summer and submit them to the state of Connecticut. I gave a convocation speech in August. I hadn't heard anything yet from the state. Convocation speech in August to the Danbury school teachers. There's 1,500 plus teachers. Super nervous in that. First time ever speaking in front of anyone, and there's like almost 2,000 people in the crowd. Sat down, I felt good, and I started walking up to my car, and I got a call to say that I was a semifinalist for state of Connecticut. So it was literally like right after that. Through there, we had to go through another interview process, intense interview process with great people, former teachers of the year. And then the final part was was my favorite part. They came to my school, so it was a nervous part writing essays, nervous part for the interview. But then when they came to my school, I was like, this is where everything happens, right? This is where I'm most comfortable. I want you to see our community, see our kids, talk to my colleagues, and see what the great.
Did you have to pay anyone off to be like, listen, on this day you're out?
Teachers don't make enough money to pay anyone off, but it's a good strategy for anyone looking to do this next year.
Yeah. How were your students when they came to visit?
Oh, they were, the students were incredible when we were doing the interview process. So we would have people come into my room to watch me teach, and then they were still doing panels in other rooms. So my students were on some of these panels, and they were asking them questions about me. And they would come into my room as I'm teaching after and open up the door, and they didn't know other people were in there. And they're like, Mr. Betesh, we told them everything great about you. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, guys, go back to class.
That's cool.
Yeah, super excited for that day, and then when they finally made the announcement, they came back to our school and my school made like fat heads of myself and
That's
had
cool.
those all over, and the kids were really great. It was a celebration of our community, though. It's not about me. It's not about the work I'm doing. It's about all the great things that we're doing in Danbury.
I had a good feeling.
It was great.
That your kids, your students have the opportunity to be a part of it, your colleagues.
Yeah.
And like you said, it really is a reflection on the entire school that you're
Yes,
in.
100%.
But you're the teacher of the year. You're the teacher of the year. And I know it's customary just to kind of deflect some of the attention. You earned it. And it is more special when you are elevated by your peers. And you have other teachers of the year coming and being a part of that process to select you. I always say, now that you have that, it's like almost like a talking stick. Not only do you represent your experience, but you represent the teachers in Connecticut. And across the country, it's a tough time. Public education's under attack. A lot of the work that teachers do, in particular in the public schools, is under attack. What do you hope to accomplish in the year of being the state teacher of the year in Connecticut?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've thought about that a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't want, when I was recognized, I didn't want it to be ceremonial. I didn't want it to be like, here's your plaque, great job, like, go on with your life. I wanted to have some kind of impact with it. The two big things I look at are retention of teachers and recruitment of teachers, right? If we want to make this profession as great as I think it is, we need to make sure we're doing good by the people that are already doing it, and then the people that are coming into this profession, we need to make sure we're taking care of them too. So my cohort and I, we are 16 people strong, and we are going around to colleges all over Connecticut and different programs like the residency program, the ARC program. We've connected with Ed Rising, which is the students in middle school and high school who already know they want to be teachers, and we're trying to support them in any way that we can. So we're going in and giving talks and talking about why we, veteran teachers, still have so much passion for this. In a couple weeks, we're doing a Teacher Appreciation Week tour. We're going to go around to schools all across Connecticut. We're going to visit their district teachers of the year. We're going to bring them popcorn and coffee, and we're going to talk with them and see, why do you still love this job, and what great things are you doing in your community that we can highlight for you as well. So it is a tough time in education. And teaching as a whole is a tough profession. There's no sugarcoating that. But I think the rewards that you get out of this profession and watching your kids grow up to become successful, not only in their jobs, but just become great people, is what makes this the best job that you possibly have.
Definitely. And you and I had conversations before about how you felt it was really important to shine a light on the positive aspects of teaching and not just the challenges.
Yeah.
Why is that important to you?
There's good things going on. In the community and in the social media, you probably hear all the bad things, right? But there's really good things going on in schools across Connecticut. There's good people that are trying really hard to help students. This is a profession that is about people. It's to me, that's the most important thing, is that we should not be teaching just to get scores. We should be making sure that we're trying to develop kids into better people. So I think the good things always get a little bit overshadowed by all the loud talk that's going on. So it's important that we see that. And it's important that people know that there are great things going on in classrooms and communities across Connecticut as well.
We need ambassadors for the profession like you. This weekend, you and I shared an opportunity to be at UConn, meeting with students who are considering the teaching profession.
Yeah.
It was nice to see you and a few other finalists of the Teacher of the Year. Talk about what you did there and why that was important for you to be there.
Yeah, so a lot of these college visits that I'm making, I don't want to do by myself, right? Yeah. This is about us as a profession, so I am not an expert by any means on anything. So I'm trying to bring in all these other people that were recognized throughout the state as well to join me and share their experiences and expertise as well. So at UConn, we had a chance to kind of give a workshop. We talked about multilingual learners and strategies that you can use in the classroom. As someone who speaks zero Spanish, who took French in middle school and high school, I wanted to bring in people that are in this field and in this space. In Danbury, we are very diverse. I deal with a lot of multilingual learners every single day. And so I have a ton of strategies that I use to make sure that we are connected on the same level. But I brought in other teachers that work with students who speak Spanish or teach Spanish literacy or work with bilingual education. So it was a really powerful 45 minutes of being in front of people that want to be teachers, plus veteran teachers, plus new teachers, plus some administrators in there, and just kind of sharing why we love working with this population and what kind of strategies that we use in the classroom for them as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, it was good to see you and,
it was awesome.
The team. And we got young people looking at the profession. It's really important that they hear from folks that are in it.
Yeah.
The joys. I always say teaching is an extension of who you are as a person. It's not a job.
I wrote that down the night you said that.
Yeah.
So as you said that, because I was going to steal it and I was going to use it in my speech
Hey,
later that evening.
We share, man.
But that's what I tell a lot of these students too, is you can't go into this profession and play teacher.
Yeah.
You can't become someone that you're not. You have to be genuine. You have to be yourself. And I think when we get into these ideas of burnout, if you're not being yourself in the classroom, you start to get into that, right?
Yeah.
You start to lose your focus and your purpose. So I loved how you put that, an extension of your life's purpose.
Yeah.
That's what teaching is all about.
For real, yeah. Good. So, you're Connecticut's State Teacher of the Year. You're going to have great experiences this year, not only in Connecticut. Hopefully, you'll get to travel to Washington, D.C., to be around other State Teachers of the Year and feel the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And once a State Teacher of the Year, always a State Teacher of the Year. So you're going to build relationships with people that hopefully you can keep for years to come. But for the teachers of Connecticut, if there was one message that you could share with them, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I would remind them that they are in the greatest profession, in my opinion. I'd remind them that always remember that you're teaching the person and not the content.
Yeah.
You have to love to work with kids, and all of us got in this profession for that. As many challenges as there are with this profession, we all got in it because we wanted to help kids. No one got in this to become Teacher of the Year. No one got in this for recognition for yourself. We got in this to help other people. So if we remember that, it's hard at times to remember that. There's a lot of challenges that we face, but my message to teachers across Connecticut is you guys are doing great. Like the work that you're doing is amazing, and we need to highlight and showcase that more so that you can feel that as well.
Yeah, great. And then, fast forward a year, you're looking back and you're like, okay, I finished my year as State Teacher of the Year. What do you hope to have accomplished?
So much. I've thought about this a lot, and we have a social at the end of the year, a fall social, where the new cohort's coming in, and I really hope by the end of this time we have built this almost pipeline from Ed Rising and the students that are in middle school and high school to this aspiring educators in college all over Connecticut, to us as semifinalists and finalists and Teacher of the Year, the support system that can get them there too. I hope that we've established partnerships with colleges and universities and programs all across Connecticut. I hope that we've helped teachers feel highlighted and valued in their profession. And I don't want it to end this year, as you know what I mean? I don't want it to be a one-year term. I feel like this needs to be ongoing. Not to say that I'm not going to let the next person come in and have their position, right? But I think there's
no insurrection.
No. We will. We will pass the torch. Yes. But there's so much to do, right? And there's so many great people doing great things across Connecticut, and I feel like I want to bring them all together, right? So that it's one group kind of working with the same purpose.
I love the way you're thinking. Just because I don't have the title next year doesn't mean I stop mobilizing the work that needs to get done. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
In my career as an educator, the teacher leaders that really pushed on the things that they valued, to me, were the ones that got things done.
Yeah. Right. That's me. I don't like to talk about things. I don't like to have big long discussions that last week. Let me go out and do things. Right. Let me go out there and start to make change. So when we talk this year about retention of teachers and recruitment of teachers, I don't want to have long conversations. I want to go out there and start to meet with these kids and meet with these teachers across Connecticut as well. I know our position continues, like you said. Right? I'm always going to be the 2026 Connecticut Teacher of the Year, but this time right now is the most relevant. So that's why I'm trying to squeeze as many things in this 4-month period until we pass the torch on to the next group as possible. And I want to set things up for them. I want them to come in next year with all these connections and opportunities and experiences ready for them to come in.
I'm here with 2026 Connecticut Teacher of the Year, Brian Betesh. I want to give you an opportunity to share any closing thoughts that you have, or any message that you want to share as we close out.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for this opportunity. The teaching profession is something I still love, even after 19 years. Working in the community that I grew up in, I think, is extremely valuable. So all future teachers, if you can find your community and you can find a job in that community, I think it gives you such great purpose for what you're doing. I've never woken up in the morning and said I don't want to go to school. That's not like a lie right now, right? Because I'm on camera with you. it's every day I'm ready to go. I want to get in there. I want to do new things. I have too much to do, too many projects on my mind and initiatives that I want to start to feel defeated. So my goal as Teacher of the Year is to uplift the profession as much as I possibly can during this time.
You're doing that, man.
I appreciate that.
Brian, it's a pleasure to have a conversation with
Thank
you.
you so
I wish
much.
you continued success. You know, the students are fortunate to have you, but also Connecticut is fortunate to have you be the representative of the best profession there is.
I agree with you.
I'm Miguel Cardona, here with the 2026 Connecticut Teacher of the Year, Brian Betesh. And I just want to say thank you for listening, and hopefully, like me, you can draw inspiration from what we have in the classroom. We're blessed to have teachers like Brian in our classrooms. Thank you for watching.